This is the 30 days of 30 things that you don't know about me. I think I'm on day 15. I don't know. I don't care. I'm having great crack doing this. If anybody knows what day I'm on, give us a shout and let me know, because I haven't a rashers and it's too far back to go back and have a look. And then I have to watch all my videos, which I'm never doing. Imagine. Oh, I still have issues with the sound of my own voice. Mad, isn't it? Okay. Jennifer Mean, who is Jennifer Popovic. Jen, you're going to have to correct me on my pronunciation there. Ivan wouldn't be too happy with me now, I have to tell you. Jenny is a very old friend of mine and a very good and a very dear friend of mine who lives in Australia, and I adore the bones of her and her family. And I've never met her little daughter. I've never met her daughter. I'm looking forward to that, Jen. Jen asked me a very interesting question, which I'm just about to read out. Jen said, Jen clearly knows the bathroom story that happened after the first day I recorded by asking this question. So, what was it that made you take the big leap from living authentically day to day to wanting to share it with an online audience? What was it that made you push past your fears and make it a reality? And that's a fantastic question, Jenny, and I'd love to share that with everybody who is on my page. I am in the fortunate position now to have done a serious amount of work on myself in the last whatever amount of years since Jesus was a baby. And I have come through a serious amount of adversity from lots of different angles, from lots of different people. And a serious amount of life lessons were learnt along the road. And as a result, I want to be able to use everything that I have learnt as a stepping stone for other people to move forward from, and to use and share my foundations as their foundations. So I didn't want any lessons that I learned to go wasted if I kept them to myself. As Maya Angelou says, when you learn, teach. So that's what I wanted to do. And I'm very, very motivated to empower as many people, especially women, because I'm a woman and I can identify with them more. Of course, I love working with guys, and of course, I love working with kids, and of course, I love working with businesses. But because I'm a woman, I can identify with that particular type of person. So I would have witnessed a serious amount of women being disempowered over the years, and it's a bugbear of mine. So I love helping women in those scenarios. I'm also a big advocate of the small fry. If I see somebody who's gone through a tough time, or if I witness an injustice, I don't know, lads. I just feel like I have to go to that person's aid and help them. Like years ago, me and Lisa McKittrick, when we were kids in town, we'd be buying food for homeless people and talking to them and, you know, advising them where they could go. We were kids ourselves, advising them where they could go and what they could do, and Lisa joining Earthwatch and me jumping in behind her. And I suppose we always just had a big social moral backbone in a way. But to that gives you the basis. But to give you the answer to your question, Jen, is I was so motivated to help as many people as I could. Now, when I tell you that I was this will tell you the magnitude of the power of my intention, okay? If you understood the fear, and I mean proper fear, that gripped me about recording, because the only reason why I started recording is because I wanted to apply for TED Talks, which I did do and which I wasn't accepted for. They weren't ready for me, lads, but they will be someday. I had to overcome my fear of recording, and I was given a 30-day challenge back then from Anna Selby, who was very helpful to me. So during the 30-day challenge, I just decided to speak about things that I was passionate about and things that bugged me and things that were important to me. And it just got a lot of traction, and it went from there. But why did I do it? Okay, why I did it was the thoughts of being able to speak to more than one person at a time, and the thoughts of being able to empower people that I've never even met, the thoughts of being able to inspire somebody was greater than my fear. So I had a vision of what it was that I wanted to do, and my vision pulled me through. That's to rob a line from Melania Van Zandt. my vision for being able to help and empower as many people as I possibly can. And that's still my vision today. And it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger all the time because I'm able to reach a bigger and bigger audience, okay? So the vision of the amount of people that I could positively impact was greater than my fear. So I just had to feel the fear and did it anyway. And I stood on the edge of the cliff and I jumped. So I hope that answers your questions. Let's see. Martina Sews, who was here last night and who's going to sew me up me lovely outfit for Friday night. Martina, I can't wait. Great ideas, by the way. You see, Martina has vision. Martina and I had this conversation last night. If I describe something to Neil, he kind of goes, yeah, I don't really know what you mean, but you know, you're good with the vision, so just do it. Martina has what I have. I bought 2 outfits. One was too small, one was too big. But I had the vision of what they were going to look like when Martina got her hands on them. And Martina saw my vision straight away and she can run with it. So when I describe something to her, she can see the long haul of where I'm going, okay? Neil asked me in the shop, was I having a laugh? Are you having a laugh? Did you try on them 2 things for the crack? But he couldn't see. Sorry now, there's an alarm going off on my phone. He couldn't see what I could see. But Martina sees it because she has vision. And she's going to actually... She has a further vision than I had when it came to the clothes because she's going to be able to turn one of those outfits into something super amazing for Friday night. So thanks, Martina. You're a bridge linking people together. Yeah, Martina, I would be like a conduit that, like, I know that I've hooked Martina up with a couple of people at the moment locally that I know are of similar mind to her, and they're able to support and guide each other. And you know, not everybody's on this path, but it's very important that you stay in touch and stay connected with people that are on this path. So that's happened for Martina recently. And I love being a conduit for connecting people together. And it's so important when you're doing this work and people think, oh, it's airy-fairy, nah. Hardest work you'll ever do in your life. When I started all this years ago, it was a very lonely path because hardly anybody was doing it. And I was very isolated. So what I'm trying to do is bring all of this type of work to the forefront as well, to not make it taboo, to be able to mention the word spirituality and not have people go like that. Huh? Feathers and rainbows and unicorns, it's none of the above. So I'm trying to bring practicality to spirituality and I'm keeping it real. Joanne Thornton, she sure is, Martina. Thank you, Joanne. Love you, darling. So listen, I hope that answers your questions. And keep the questions coming. They're absolutely marvellous. Pop them in underneath and I'll get back to more of them tomorrow. Take care. Slán.